Now 4 baskets to 5. Bulldogs in the lead, 7 minutes remaining on the clock. Now, as we're witnessing this game, David, another big game, in fact, in the world of basketball, the biggest game is happening at the moment when we talk about basketball. That is Germany taking on Serbia in the FIBA World Cup. Your thoughts on this game so far? We know that it's in the third quarter, going into the fourth actually.
Wendy, on this one, I can say hallelujah. We do not have the United States in the final. At least we're seeing something different. Yeah.
Are you also among those that did want the US to be in the finals? Just to prove the point that they are not the world as they perceive themselves to be.
Indeed. You know, it's something that year in, year out, we keep seeing the United States in the final. Yeah, it becomes boring. It's like here in Zambia, year in, year out, you see Material Magic in the finals. Yeah, yes. And most definitely when you see Material Magic in the final, you know the end result.
That
you know what's going to happen. Yeah, so right now, we are watching something, something different. Yeah, so it's for me, I feel to say as in right now, the world, as the United States put it, the rest of the world is actually doing a great job when it comes to basketball. They're matching up, beating the United States. And right now, the United States they've come out with what? They don't even have a medal.
They don't even have a medal at the moment.
Yeah, so it's something different. Yeah, it's something different, and the world is catching up. The world is catching up.
In fact, that is what I wanted to say, that in fact, the world has caught up. Looking at the way they've performed, especially in FIBA tournaments, we can comfortably say the world has caught up with the United States of America. And maybe we'll see what will happen when the Olympics come, because that's a tournament for the big guns.
Indeed.
So that for me again will be a litmus test for the United States of America. If they manage to pull a team that will again make a statement to the whole world that look, basketball is their sport as they claim, then we may be able to just give them a little bit of some, respect that we've always given them, even when they're not doing okay.
Indeed, Wendy. And Wendy, on the aspect of the United States, Wendy, I feel to say the United States at the moment, that's a continent. Yeah. So for us to size up the United States to be a powerhouse when it comes to basketball, we need to pay.
It's unfair.
It's unfair because we need to look at it as continental basketball, where all the continents come together and say, okay, fine, let's make our team pick the best, and then we compete. Yeah, because the United States is more like we're talking about Africa itself. Africa is a continent. You get your best players from each country, then you go compete at that stage. That's where the United States is at. So at the moment, even though they're saying they're the best in the world, for me, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
They've got such a huge pool from which to select the very best of the best compared to other places. So technically speaking, one would argue in your case, David, that you have a continent that competes against small countries. If you look at some countries in Europe, obviously, they're not that big, but they manage to pick the best of talent and compete at the highest of stages, such as the World Cup itself. So I think you've got a point there. And for me, I would love people like Stephen A to listen to your argument and be able to just add it on their shows, So back at home, it is 8 baskets to 7. Green Buffaloes at the moment in the lead, and 5 minutes 27 seconds remaining on the clock. It is a matchup between Bulldogs and Green Buffaloes. Green Buffaloes has been on a winning streak, and Bulldogs have not fairly been doing quite okay. Brilliant move over there, but unfortunately couldn't be finished. Wilfred on the drive. Wilfred on the drive.
Excellent up and under.
That's such a nice drive from the young man Wilfred from Green Buffaloes over there. Now, David, going back to the World Cup final, obviously we will keep referring to it. It is 71-59. Obviously Serbia is struggling at the moment, and earlier on, I remember when you and I were talking off the camera, or before we went on air, I felt this game Germany is going to win. I still feel Germany is going to win this game, in the sense that Germany has the requisite firepower. They've got Schroeder, They've got the Wagner brothers, who are currently in form and doing exceptionally well. They've got very good defenders. They've got Daniel Tice, a guy that is very instrumental, you know, for the Celtics. And wherever he has gone, Daniel Tice has always left a mark. But on the other hand, if you go to Serbia, there are two names. You've got Nikola Jokic and you've got Bogdan Bogdanovic. These now, Jokic, obviously, who could have been a major difference in this game, is not around. And you only have Bogdanovic literally carrying the team on his back alone. So I feel like it will be very difficult for the Serbian, who's currently playing for the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA, to be able to pull this one off, because the firepower is not that, it's not on their side.
On that one, Wendy, for me, I beg to differ, because if you look at the scoreline right now, it's 71-62. This game is not far from being, you know, being Serbia's game. You know, it's something that, you know, when you watch Serbia, when you watch Serbia, these, you know, these two teams. Let me just say, Serbia and Germany. These are world-old machines. Yeah, they've got the chemistry. Yeah, they've got the fighting power. You know, that losing mentality is not just in them. So we can't take away the fact that they can still come back. This is just the beginning of the fourth quarter, and they're only down 11 points. Looking at how well Bogdanovic is playing, you know, how I know to say Shooter can defend, but at the end of the day, Bogdanovic has just got that killer instinct. Yeah. Once he just you know, gets going, he gets going. So he has, you know, I can't write the move at the moment. And as we are talking right now, it's down to a single digit. 71-64. So, and 7 minutes on the clock. This game, for me, I feel to say it will go down to the wire. It will go down to the wire.
Okay, yeah, so we'll get to see. I'm talking about missing stars and those that are available. Mike Banda has just walked into the arena for Green Buffaloes. Earlier on, David had mentioned that he was not on the lineup at the moment, despite appearing on the team list for the airmen, for the military men. But he has come, and obviously we'll expect to see him in this game. And tell me, David, of what influence, of what significance is Mike Banda in a Bulldogs game such as this one? Currently, the only difference is a single point. 3 minutes remaining on the clock, 12-11.
So, Bulldogs at the moment is having a field day driving in. And looking at what Coach Isaiah has adopted for the past few games, he's really perfected his 2-3. And Mike Banda being the pillar, you know, being the pillar of, you know, playing in the paint. So this is something that I feel to say will make a change, you know, in the way they're approaching the game. Even Bulldogs themselves, in the way they're attacking the rim. They will have that, they'll start thinking twice when it comes to driving in.
On the putback.
What am I seeing?
And that's his first touch after being checked into the game, eh? That was his first touch. Eddie Vumba on the putback, ladies and gentlemen. I have a feeling it's going to be a good Sunday today.
Indeed.
I have a feeling it's going to be a good Sunday.
And talking about Eddie Vumba, he's been having an excellent game of late. You know, his shooting has been on point. I believe right now he's the one that's way above average when it comes to shooting 3-pointers. Yeah.
Brilliant defense here from Jacob Mushinge, who was trying to find Laston, but unfortunately, Laston couldn't quite connect. Steal by Cyrus, but Buffalo, Emmanuel recovers.
You know, Wendy,
16-14.
There's something that I've noticed about Buffaloes. They're not really sticking to, you know, shooting the basketball. They are so aggressive, you know, attacking the rim. Yeah. Each and every player that gets the basketball, they've got that, explosiveness when it comes to attacking the rim. And I believe this is something that, you know, is giving them that edge when it comes to playing basketball. Because most of the teams, they would rather settle for a 3. But them, they're not really relying on Mike Bander's presence in the paint. But every guard keeps attacking the rim, and they're so explosive, and they've got a high percentage when it comes to finishing on the rim.
And I think it's a very good strategy. Looking at the Bulldogs lineup today, they don't have that much size, except the bodies that we have on the floor right now. And if Buffaloes continues on that aggression approach that they've taken of attacking the paint, Bulldogs definitely will be in trouble come fourth quarter if fouls start being called.
Wendy, interesting. I'm seeing an adjustment to the scoreline.
It's supposed to be 12-14.
Because the game.
Jacob Mushinga scored a 3 when they were 11.
Yeah, to tie the game.
Exactly. So I don't know.
It was the game was 12-11.
Yes, it was 12-11, and then Jacob hit a 3. And then Eddie did a putback drive, which is 16, which gave them 16.
16, yes. So interesting.
No, Jacob hit a 3.
Just from hitting a 3.
Exactly, it's just from hitting a 3. So I don't know if. And one player that they're missing is Bennett. That is Bulldogs Basketball Club. He's very instrumental for them, especially on the one position. He's the one that normally brings up the ball for them and gives them a bit of some leadership on the court. And today, and I spoke to the coach, and I was told that he has a bit of a medical issue, which I'm told is under control at the moment. Nothing to really worry about. And just after some rest, as advised by the doctors, he will be joining the lineup, I think, next week. Or after next week, we may see him suit up for Bulldogs Basketball Club.
Yeah.
And it's like Turbo's attaining in the FIBA World Cup.
Yeah, I told you, this game will go to the wire. Right now, it's 76-69. 7-point game.
Serbia hanging on. So, and by the way, we forgot, Serbia has got also a prospect that is currently in the NBA. I think for the Denver Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken, Jovic.
Oh yeah.
So he's also projected to be a guy that may end up like Jokic, looking at his height, skill set, and the way that he plays. But he just got drafted recently, so we are yet to see how he can play the game of basketball, and maybe just how he finds his identity in the NBA.
And getting back to what's happening at the World Cup for FIBA. Have you noticed something, Wendy? The same players we watch in the NBA, the way they play in the NBA, and the way they play at their home countries, totally different. I feel to say at their home countries, they're more productive, more aggressive.
Yes.
Talk about Tice.
Daniel Tice, yes.
This is one person in the NBA.
They only use him for rebounds and defense. Yeah. Rebounds and defense, that's all.
But right now, he's got all these perimeter shots. He can step out, hit a 3-pointer. He can. I don't know. Maybe there's something that we miss in the NBA. Yeah.
Well, I think the structure of the NBA, it's got certain individuals. For example, if you go to the LA Lakers, LeBron James automatically is the primary scorer, and obviously, I suspect the coaches will tell you that LeBron has to have more touches than anybody else.
We're going to run our offense.
Exactly, they run offenses through specific individuals on teams. If you go to the Denver Nuggets, it's either Nikola Jokic or Jamal Murray. Michael Porter is the third option. So they've got these hierarchies, that they have when it comes to offense. But at FIBA World Cup, it's like, as a country, you're a unit. It's about the open man. It's about the one that's willing to take that shot. And like you rightly said, we are beginning to see, for me, it also exposes just how NBA teams are underutilizing some of these players.
Indeed.
Especially looking at how they are playing on their home countries and how they are being used on the NBA rosters.
So I feel to say this limitation is the one that causes, for me, I feel to say they need to restructure the way the NBA. I know to say, yes, I'm going to appreciate, watching LeBron James scoring 30, 40 points. But why can't we appreciate the talent from outside? Yeah. I know to say yes, you're going to have you're going to have that the policy of no, we're going to run the offense through this person. But why not incorporate? Because you're 5. If we're going to run your offense through one person, then run your defense through one person. Let him defend.
So it's like you run your offense through one person, and then you expect 5 people or 4 people to defend.
Yeah. So it doesn't make sense. Yeah. We need to have a balance there. If I'm going to play five guys on defense, I need to play 5 guys on offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something that I think they need to restructure the way look at the Grizzlies. Yeah. I know to say yes, there's Jam around who would like have enough possessions, enough touches in the basketball, but they actually mimic the way FIBA basketball is played.
Oh yeah.
Everybody had an open ticket to score. Get the basketball, keep attacking. Yeah. And it causes problems in the NBA because you do not know where the baskets are coming from. They are not limited just to one person.
So it is 20-12, Buffaloes sitting on 20 baskets and Bulldogs at 12. And I thought Jacob had scored that 3-point, David, but it seems a decision was made not to count that particular triple. So Bulldogs is still at 12 and Green Buffaloes is at 20, courtesy of the last 4 points from Timothy Peary, who was, by the way, the MVP in the Commonwealth tournament, which Mateo Magic faced off with Green Buffaloes.
Yeah.
1 minute, 5 seconds remaining on the clock. Now, going back to the FIBA discussion, David, again, the NBA, they say their court is, they claim to play spaced basketball, which is a result of an expanded floor. Okay? And some NBA players, those that had an opportunity to play in the NBA but couldn't really flourish as expected, who took their talents in Europe, found it very difficult. And some of them attributed to lack of spacing on the floor. So, do you think that looking at the way the US was struggling in this, or how we've seen the US perform, are they really good playing contact basketball in a very, maybe floor that you would regard as tightly spaced?
Wendy, that's just blaming a tool of your trade. Yeah. Talk about the dream team. They played in the Olympics, the same court.
And they were blowing everybody.
Look at Carmelo Anthony.
And LeBron James.
Look at Kobe Bryant. Those guys would play basketball. Look at Vince Carter. That time, those guys would play. For me, I feel to say if you watch the Drew League.
The Drew League, yes.
The Drew League, that's contact basketball. Yeah, so it has nothing to do with the space. It's just teams right now. The world has stepped up.
Yeah.
The world has stepped up. Look at even the preseason games when NBA teams when NBA teams travel to Europe to play. Some of them suffer defeats.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with the court. It's all about the world stepping up. Basketball at the moment is being played at a high level everywhere.
So which then would you say is the most competitive league between the NBA, say the EuroLeague?
It's a EuroLeague.
The EuroLeague has got more competition.
Yeah, it's 100. We only get to watch basketball in the NBA during the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Regular season usually is boring basketball.
It's just we just watch it for the sake of watching. Don't quote me on that.
So Bulldogs coming or finding their way back into the game. 17.8 seconds remaining. It is 20-18. Green Buffalo sitting on 20 and Bulldogs at 18 baskets. We now have less than 10 seconds on the clock remaining. Vembo with the basketball. One of the veterans for Green Buffaloes with the floater. Vembo fails to convert. Jacob Mushinga with the rebound. It is now Lizwe. Lizwe with the footer. And he nails it. He tied the game. Lizwe there, trying to bring the crowds into this game. It is now 20 apiece for both Bulldogs Basketball Club and Red Arrows. Now, one thing about this game, David, that we're watching between Bulldogs and Basketball Club, Green Buffaloes Basketball Club, I think where scoring is concerned, so far, I think they've started on a very good note. Both teams are really scoring. It's not one of those games that you would be ending the first quarter where one team is at 15, the other is at 8 or 6, or one is at 20, the other is at 10.
Yeah, for the Zambian league, it's a high-scoring quarter
So far.
Yeah, so far. And we are hoping Green Bulldogs actually will keep up the intensity.
So, David, it's a 3-point game, 78 to 75, and 1 minute 21 seconds remaining. Germany still in the lead. Serbia will try, but Germany is winning this game. Serbia will try, but Germany is winning this game.
Do not write off Serbia. This game, for me, I feel to say we might see another overtime game
in the final, and it will be interesting to have an overtime
game.
So we will see what Bulldogs is capable of doing. As intimated earlier, Bulldogs is not just a team that you can write off completely, irrespective of the recent defeats that they've suffered. They are a team that has proven to everybody time and again that they are capable of going up against bigger teams, and in this context, like Green Buffaloes and NAPTA Hurricanes, that was the last victim to be able to fail to withstand the bite from the Bulldog.
Yeah. And talking about Bulldogs, last weekend we saw Lasten not being available for the game. Because of his two unsportsmanlike fouls that he got last in the previous game. So in today's game he's available, and we're seeing a different lineup of Bulldogs, even just attacking. You know, he's one person that he's one player that brings in that extra firepower when it comes to offensive rotation. So he's vital to their offense. So that's the reason why we've seen the scoreline right now in the first quarter being tied.
So Green Buffaloes have made some changes. Baloy has come in, but Bulldogs has maintained the lineup that finished the first quarter. Eddie Bumba thought about it and decided to relax a little bit. Vembo working for Green Buffaloes. Dominic with the second rebound for Bulldogs Basketball Club. Jacob Mushinge.
Getting back.
Beautiful fake there.
Getting back to the play by Vembo. Don't you think that was a foul?
Well, there was that elbow rule. Was it you who was telling me about the elbow rule?
Yeah, the elbow rule above. But now, if you use your body to move, let's say you saw he had in the post. Yeah, you get the ball in the post. Yeah, and when you're turning, yeah, it's supposed to be one motion. But if I get you in the midsection, that's an automatic foul.
Okay.
And that's exactly what happened. He got him in the midsection. It's more like a charge play. Yeah. So when you call for a charge, somebody needs to hit you. He needs to lower the shoulder, hit you in the midsection, and that's exactly what Vembo did. On his speed, he went straight into somebody's chest. So I don't know.
Anyway, the referee probably didn't think that it was a foul. Otherwise, Timothy Piri on the break. It is now 25 to 22 baskets, courtesy of two quick baskets from Green Buffaloes after turnovers.
Don't you think this is the right time to bring in Chimwemwe?
Yes, I do agree with you, David.
Because they need someone to be attacking the rim. I know to say, they need to do what Green Buffaloes is doing, and Chimwemwe does that. He has that. You know, he has that explosive ability. Yeah.
So 2 minutes remaining on the clock. It is 27-22. Again, Bulldogs Basketball Club make a turnover. It is now a 3-on-2. And unfortunately there, Wilfred Mvula gave Vembo, okay, Coach Tony there, obviously he heard you somehow. And he has checked Chimwemwe into the game. And I hope Chimwemwe will be able to do exactly what you suggested earlier on, David.
As long as it's under control.
He just has to be under control.
As long as it's under control.
And then so 27-22 baskets. Jacob Mushinga lines up a 3 but fails to convert. Timothy with the rebound.
And talking about the boy Jacob, Wendy, I feel to say I've seen Jacob, play this season. I just don't understand why he keeps limiting his game to the 3-point line.
Well, some would call it the Steph Curry effect, but at the end of the day, like you said, the key word is limiting. Yeah. It's pointless to be able to stick to what you're doing when there are other things that you can pull off from your offensive arsenal that you can use. So I feel like, yesterday you and I were calling a game where we saw Ndama, and there were a few things that we were noticing about the young man who has quite good length, who can do quite a lot with his size and skill set, but somehow quite not just doing the same. And I feel to some extent Jacob Mushinga is in that shell as well. So these youngsters need somebody to help them come out of their shell. They need somebody to teach them. Look at the way you guys used to be, David. If we go back in the days, you guys had no fear, You guys would go after anybody. Okay, you guys would do what you knew you could do on the floor, irrespective of who's guarding you, irrespective of and nowadays I laugh when I hear people who say basketball in Lusaka is better than the Copper Belt. No. If you go back then, you had some of the best players in the country in terms of skill and things that best individual players would come from the Copper Belt.
Indeed.
So. These kids just need to be helped to come out of the shell.
Yeah. And talking about the Copper Belt, the best shot blockers, Copper Belt. Yeah. Talk about point guard position, Copper Belt. The likes of Piston Desha.
Yeah.
So those are just something that I feel to say. Right now, maybe. I don't know, just this gap which is there. I just don't understand. I can't really pinpoint. Like you said, it's a Steph Curry effect, but there's more to Steph Curry than just shooting the ball.
The guy can actually drive, and in the playoffs, he proved. Remember how Lakers had a challenge just to stop him from going to the rack.
Indeed.
So back to our game. Bulldogs is still at 22 baskets, and Green Buffaloes is at 31. And there's one thing, David, I think Bulldogs Basketball Club has no solution at the moment for Timothy Peary. Timothy has scored 10 of the last baskets for Green Buffaloes.
And if you notice one thing, they are failing to break the zone defense. They are failing to break the 2-3 zone defense. Buffaloes has done a very, very good job limiting them to shooting the three-point shot. And it's working against them. Look at that.
Baloe gets a block. Mike Bander's in the game now.
Okay, Wendy, we've come to the end of the FIBA World Cup.
Yeah,
and
so
Germany carries the day.
Exactly. As I told you. Trust me, look, you had a point. It's only like what? Is it a 5-point game?
5-point game.
Yeah, it's a 5-point game.
Yeah.
If Nikola Jokic was in this game, I doubt Serbia would have lost this game. Serbia would have carried the day. But unfortunately for them, Germany was just too fired up for them. But congratulations to this team. And not to take away anything from them, they've proved beyond reasonable doubt. At first people thought it was just a group that's relatively gelling well, playing okay, exceptional chemistry, but they are a formidable side.
And I was just when the USA lost to when they lost to Germany, there's one American who I follow. I can't remember his name. know, the guy that talks about trash and stuff. Yeah, he was like, we've never lost to Germany. Talk about World War I, talk about World War II. We've never lost.
They were going to that extent. And they've never lost to Germany.
They've never lost to Germany.
But this time around, I mean, in that context, Hitler must be a proud man, eh? Hitler must be a proud man.
Indeed.
Wherever he is right now, Hitler must be smiling. Because finally, Germany are the official FIBA World Champions from the game of basketball. For those of you that didn't have the opportunity to watch the game just ended a few seconds ago, 83-77, a 6-point game. Close as it was, demonstrating and showing everybody that they are a formidable side. Coming back to our local league, Green Buffaloes taking on Bulldogs Basketball Club. It is 33-22 baskets, 4 minutes remaining on the clock, and Buffaloes is in the lead so far, sitting on an 11-point lead. Bulldogs began very well with regards their strategy of attacking the basket, finding each other within the paint on those 1-2 passes through cuts. But right now, Buffaloes have resorted to playing a zone defense, which has proven to be a challenge to Bulldogs Basketball Club. On this timeout, we will see if Coach Tony will be able to suggest some ways and means in which his team can be able to overcome the zone. But they've not scored anything, David, for the last 5 minutes. I have not seen a basket from Bulldogs Basketball Club for the last 5 minutes.
They've really struggled to break the zone defense.
And with Mike being on the center now, I'm sure it makes it a whole lot of a challenge for them.
They need to sharpen their shooting skills, because right now, I thought that came off Mike.
Yes, and I'm sure referee Mweshi is correcting that. Yes, he has just corrected it. Now, can Bulldogs utilize transition basketball as well?
Indeed. You know, at the beginning of the first quarter, they showed, you know, good transition of basketball, but right now it's like everything has just changed. It's like they're just relying on their three-point shooting, which is not working for them.
Dominic rejects Mike Banda. Talk about size not being a factor. That is what Bulldogs Basketball Club, I think, need to continue doing. David, if at all they're to stand a chance in this game against Green Buffaloes, that is, by the way, enjoying a very, very, outstanding winning streak, I would call it.
Yeah.
So, Chimwemwe, earlier on you had mentioned checking this guy into the game with the sole purpose of utilizing the transition and attacking the basket. We haven't seen him do that. When he came on, his first attempt was surprisingly a 3-point.
And Wendy, I think, is that Bernard that I'm seeing on the bench there, all suited up?
Yeah, I thought Bernard was not playing.
He's actually suited up.
Whoa, okay.
Next to Rustin.
Okay.
I feel Coach Tony, he's calling in all the guns now.
Vumba launches the 3, and it's an air ball.
So, Wendy, can we safely say Germany is the best in the world?
At the moment, without any doubt or whatsoever, David, the best team in the world where basketball is concerned, David, is not the United States of America.
It's Germany.
But Germany.
I'm still waiting for the comeback by the United States. Trying to justify their loss.
I'm sure we're going to see a whole lot of. I can't wait for Stephen A. Smith on his podcast. In fact, this whole week, content for the podcast has been secured.
Indeed.
They'll all be talking about just how not great the United States of America is, especially on the global stage.
Indeed. So it's it's quite interesting, you know, how like we put it out there to say, as in, we say we are the world champions, yeah, and then when it comes to world basketball, you're failing to perform.
Oh, Mike Banda. I thought he was going to dunk that ball.
I feel he's not really warmed up for that.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't really warmed up.
And you know, talking about Green Buffaloes, Wendy. Right now, I feel to say Green Buffaloes look like a team that, you know, is representing Zambia at BAL. Looking at the way they're playing. Yeah.
I'm glad, David, that you've actually brought out that part. There was that elbow from the referee. I don't know why the referee did.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I thought he stuck it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Baloyi literally just. Finally, the referee has seen that foul from Baloyi. He got away with an elbow, but this time around, the referee noticed the push-off. Yeah. Going back to your point earlier on, David, I'm glad that you raised that issue, and I remember last week discussing the same with somebody whose name I just can't quite figure out. Buffaloes at the moment has the form of a team that you would be confident to say, yes, they're going to compete on the BAL. So obviously we know it's Munali Suns that will be representing the country at the Basketball League, at the Basketball Africa League. But so far their form, yes, they've been winning, but their form hasn't really quite been showing like, you know, they're so locked in for basketball at that stage. But like they say, I mean, you never know. I mean, you've been on that stage before, and teams normally would beef up and everything. So, and not until they go there, we will see.
We'll see, yeah. But you know, I feel to say, for Munali Suns, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, or maybe you can agree with me or you disagree with me. You know, they've been putting in the work. Yeah. Last week they played on Sunday, and Monday when I came here, I found them training. Are we seeing fatigue kicking in, or is just the players responding to how practice is being held? Because for me, I feel to say, yes, you are going to, you know, you are going to participate at a bigger stage, but don't you require a recovery process? Because I feel to say the amount of work they're putting in, yes, it's commendable. They need to put in the work. Because they'll be playing tournament basketball, where you're playing on a daily basis. But
it can be quite stressful.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a recovery period. Because I feel to say their game at the moment is showing to say their bodies can't handle the practice. Yeah, they're just getting tired. Yesterday's game was evident. They had zero steam in the last quarter. They started off quite well, but they looked tired.
And you know, surprisingly, they were very aggressive in the first quarter, very aggressive in the second quarter, and all of a sudden in the third quarter, where the aggression disappeared to, up to now, I'm still trying to figure out, in the fourth quarter, it was worse. They were playing like Bulldogs last week, who were just waiting for the final whistle.
Indeed.
Red Arrow.
Indeed. And that you could see from how they were fouling. They couldn't move their feet. The best they could do is just reach.
So an element of fatigue could be something that must be looked at.
Yeah.
And I don't know how practices are normally structured, but from a coaching point of view, maybe you can advise. What I remember we used to do those days. Okay, so when it's off season, okay, say a month before the league opens, and we knew that we only have, say, 1 month before the league opens, we would embark on serious running.
Indeed.
The running would be very intense, to the point that if you are joining basketball for the first time, you would think you're in the wrong place. Indeed. But after that 1 month, then the level of practice begins to change. There's an elbow there.
Hey, how do you blow away? Did it just... That's a basket, yeah, that's a basket. I don't understand how the referee didn't see the elbow. Mike literally elbowed the guy.
He saw it, he was right there.
Yeah.
He saw it, he was right there.
Right now, Mike is not appreciating the kind of pressure the boy is putting on him. How do you miss this?
And you know, I think in the near future, soonest, we need to have a mechanism where we can review certain plays. Because right now, as it stands, Mike will get away with that deliberate elbow.
Indeed.
You know, players need to be held accountable. He needs to be penalized. After a review, we're supposed to have an unsportsman foul.
Yeah.
On that, because literally, the guy was just trying to front him. He was not overly aggressive to a point that he was fouling. He was just doing his job as a defender. And Mike being bigger than him, I don't know why he's under pressure to start elbowing a guy that is literally whose height is just somewhere on your chest.
Yeah. I feel to say it's the pressure of him getting his first basket. You know, the Bulldogs at the moment have actually done a very, very good job. I haven't seen Mike pick up an offensive rebound. They're putting so much pressure on him, so I feel it's just a frustration kicking in.
So it's 33-31, less than 40 seconds remaining, and Laston nails the three for Bulldogs Basketball Club, who are now leading by a point for the very first time in this game. Nelson launches the three, goes to the mid. Dominic doing an exceptional job on the rebounds. Chimwemwe launches the two.
The X factor.
Chimwemwe.
And it's a tight game. Tight ball game. Look at the shot.
There's something wrong with the clock?
I feel no, the ball went out in those 20 seconds. Yeah. So, who would have thought Bulldogs would fight and bring the game? Oh, Lizwe.
So Lizwe there couldn't function with the clock properly, and his colleagues were shouting to him to be able to launch that shot before time ran out on the clock. We have now reached halftime. It is 36-36. Green Buffaloes and Bulldogs Basketball Club. Bulldogs find their rhythm in this game offensively and beginning to do quite some good work defensively and finding that space. And a very important thing that you mentioned, David, they managed to get Mike Banda less involved in this game, because they do understand that the moment he has more touches, the moment he gets too involved, it may lead to foul trouble on their part, because they don't have the size that can go toe-to-toe with Mike Banda.
Indeed, Wendy. It's all about second chances, and that's what Mike Banda brings to the table. He'll bring in that aggressive rebound on offense and giving them, second chance to get a basket. And I commend Coach Tony for his aggression when it comes to rebound, because I'm seeing all the guys, all 5 guys in the floor going in for the rebound. So this is something that I'm hoping they'll continue in the second half of the game, if they would stand a chance to maybe win the game.
All right, so David and I will continue giving you updates on this game between Green Buffaloes and Bulldogs Basketball Club. Right now, we are at the half of this encounter that is beginning to pick up some steam. Green Buffaloes 36 and Bulldogs Basketball Club 36. We will be back shortly.
When music matters, catch Africa's hottest DJs and presenters for the freshest and hot music videos from all over the world.
Now we ain't got no problems, particularly.
I know sometimes you feel torn, there will be better days, better days.
When the word of God matters.
With Cain getting angry at Abel, so angry that he killed him. And all through the Bible, we see situations where people were angry. And all through the Bible, we see the bad results. And we see God saying, turn it over.
look at society in general, look at the politicians, look at everybody. Everybody shifts the blame to somebody else, isn't it? Nobody wants to take responsibility.
Because at his table, we receive acceptance, we receive recognition, we receive the joy of being found in him.
When local is laka, we bring you the cream of Zambian basketball. When your children matter.
That one, that there. Moya usalala,
So welcome back to the third quarter of Green Buffaloes taking on Bulldogs Basketball Club. And opening the scores was Green Buffaloes, now sitting at 38-36. Jacob Mushinga launches a three, but couldn't quite connect. Timothy Chair with there knocking down a three for Green Buffaloes. 41-36.
Yet again, Bulldogs failed to beat the 2-3 zone defense.
Timothy on the drive, Mike Banda on the rebound, and he converts. So they need to go back to what they were doing with Mike Banda earlier on, David, of making sure that he doesn't have that free movement to move around within the paint.
Indeed.
Bulldogs, I don't know why Bulldogs is so much confident on their three-point shot, which apparently is not dropping.
I feel so. The rotation they made on Chimwemwe. Don't you think Chimwemwe needed to start this quarter?
Yeah, he did very well. So I don't know why. And again, they removed Dominic. And between you and me, Dominic had done an impressive job of helping out with the boxing out and also just defensive stops. Then they bring on Bernard Laston and Jacob.
Looking at what's happening at the moment, I feel to say Green Buffaloes is aiming for the kill now. They want to create a gap between them and Bulldogs.
But I thought it was Wilfred that tapped that ball outside.
Yeah, I thought so too, but quite interesting how Godolai.
I don't know what the referee was looking at there, but Wilfred clearly tapped the ball.
Yeah.
It bounced first before it was tapped inside by a Bulldogs player.
Yet again on the three.
And no foul there. Okay. So Green Buffaloes continue on their campaign on the third quarter. 7 minutes 30 seconds remaining on the clock. It is 46-36. Back to a 10-point game.
I feel Coach Tony needs to address his backcourt defense, because right now Green Buffaloes all their 10 points have come from fast break, transitional basketball. Why step back?
Yeah, I was really wondering. I mean, he already had created separation, but the hesitation.
Yeah, he already beat Mike on the first step.
So
interesting.
Yeah. So Coach Tony there calling for a timeout. David, as usual, he's thinking like you as a coach to be able to address the backcourt defense issue that you highlighted earlier on, but also these guys need to find their offensive composure. I've noticed one thing. Jacob or Laston are managing to draw Mike out of the paint. So if they are swinging that ball, and if Mike is out of the paint, that is the time now that you can capitalize with regards attacking the basket. Indeed. Because you know that the primary shot blocker is not inside the paint.
Yeah.
So I don't know why players equally are not realizing or recognizing that fact.
Yeah. So even just the other aspect of their offense, if you look at the way Green Buffaloes are playing their defense, they're playing a 2-3 defense. And funny enough, Bulldogs as well, they're running their offense, aligning themselves to the defense. They are also playing a 2-3 offensive rotation, which doesn't make sense. I feel to say they need to readjust. Yeah, go into a 3-2 or a 1-3-1 rotation, where you overload the top where the numbers are not there. But I'm seeing a situation where they are aligning themselves to how the defense is standing. That's the reason why they're struggling, because every shot they're taking is being contested.
And they haven't done quite well on the line as well.
Indeed, indeed.
Mike Banda again continues to punish them. Again, they need to go back to what they were doing in the second quarter. In fact, in the third quarter, they managed to get Mike Banda off the game by denying him the ball. But right now, Mike Banda, it seems there are lanes that he is taking which are free.
And one player I haven't seen play today as much is Cyrus. Has he been played? Has he played?
He started the game. He started the game, yeah. So, but from the time that he checked out,
there we go. That's
how you play basketball.
That's all you need to do.
That's how you play. And you know, they can keep doing this all day because the Buffalo defensive rotation is allowing Mike Banda to come out of the paint. And this is something that Bulldogs needs to keep working and just utilizing.
I like the confidence though.
Yeah.
You saw to say none of them stood to rebound the basketball. Knowing to say Lizwe would make that shot.
They've given, they've added scores on the wrong side. Okay, yeah, so now we've got 40, but they need to remove.
Yeah. It's 49-40.
Yes, supposed to be 49-40.
I feel today on the table there's somebody's sleeping.
Yeah, somebody's sleeping on the table. Somebody's sleeping on duty. So it's 49-40. 6 minutes played into the third quarter. Lizwe launches the three, and Lizwe connects the Bulldogs Basketball Club, who have cut the deficit to 6.
And interesting how Bulldogs keep fighting back. They will allow Green Buffaloes to take a 10-point lead, and then come back. No.
Jacob Mashinge with the rebound there. Lizwe. Laston finds the forward, and he goes in. I like that guy's confidence. Good defense here from Bennett. He just closed the baseline, and Timothy Peary had nowhere to go. Bulldogs now have an opportunity on the attack to be able to work something out and possibly reduce the deficit further. Right now it is 49-43 baskets between Green Buffaloes and Bulldogs. Lizwe on the drive.
I thought he was going to dunk that, eh?
Yeah, he should have just dunked that ball. But otherwise, David, I think there's a bit of some good composure from Bulldogs Basketball Club with regards them beginning to attack the paint.
Yeah, I feel the introduction of is it Bennett?
Yes.
I've brought him that composure. You know, he's slowing down the game, making sure the ball is moving, less dribbles, having the defense move from one side to the other side. Then the lane will open.
So Bernard in lead, doing quite some brilliant job. Buffalo's on the steal again. Timothy Peary on the attack, and he gets fouled by Bennett.
And talking about Bennett, I feel today he's actually on the reserve side.
Exactly, and this is not the Bennett that we know.
No.
You know, the guy that is usually in overdrive, you know, the guy that's usually quick, the guy that's very aggressive offensively and defensively. You can literally see that, anyway, he's trying to recover, you know, find his rhythm back from the leave of absence that he was on due to some medical reasons. But it's great to see him back on the floor either ways.
Indeed. But is it wise to keep using, you know, because I feel to say his mental state is not yet there.
Yeah, so looking at the outlook.
Is it wise to still have him on the floor?
Oof. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah? Looking at a guy, maybe for the purpose of just leadership. I thought Lisbon could have tried. I mean, the pass was okay from Lisbon, but I thought Mike Banda was out. Why not stretch and finish that? He's a lefty. He was on the left side.
I feel they want to, you know, exercise their right to shoot in the basketball. They've been given the license to shoot, so definitely exercising that right.
But I mean, if the shots are not falling, David, that was a foul there. And as usual, it's the same referee that didn't make the call.
So right now, Buffalo's they've gone into a 1-2-2 press.
Timothy launches the three. Mike Banda on the rebound, and he fails to convert. Bulldogs with the rebound. Chimwemwe back in the game.
Okay, Jacob.
Yeah, hustling and fighting for that possession in the hoop.
If he has that in him where he's able to take contact, why doesn't he drive to the rim?
Exactly. That's what I also wonder. Nails it for Bulldogs.
Okay, now that was a prayer. That was definitely a prayer, and it got answered.
It's 57 to 46 baskets. Look at the hustle of Bennett. Look at the hustle of Bennett. Having Chimwemwe and Bennett on the floor at the same time can actually help these guys to be able to create those opportunities. Remember earlier on, David, when you talked about their ability, their improved ability to swing the basketball and create open lanes.
Yeah. There's also something that I've noticed today. Have you noticed to say,
Finish that! Whoa! He made sure he touched the ground. Look at the hustle from Bennett again. This guy wants to play ball. Bennett wants to play ball. But come on, David, let's talk about that play. Choro was made. He was sent flying.
So, talking about today's game, have you noticed to say Wilfred has actually adjusted his game? He's not shooting as much, but he's more aggressive.
On the drive.
Yeah, on the drive, yeah. The confidence of Chimwemwe going at Mike.
And I think he needs to do more of that, because that's what will obviously help them to even up the team. So Green Buffalo's making some substitutions over there. Emmanuel checking out and Timothy checking out. We now have Dominic coming on. Cyrus with the basketball for Bulldogs. Green Buffaloes on the attack right now. Chewa on the drive. Chewa trying to connect with his comrade, but unfortunately, Jacob on the layup. It is now 61 to 48 baskets here at the Zamshu Arena. A minute and 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Green Buffaloes still leading. Mike Banda takes matters into his own hands and he almost converts, but Chewe gets the rebound and manages to secure a foul. Coach Isaiah of Green Buffaloes still making more substitutions. Baloy ready to check in. Mike Banda just cleans and picks the rebound easily there. Cyrus launches the two, fails to convert. Chewe there finds Wilfred. Wilfred lays it easily off the glass and gives a too small gesture on Bulldogs Basketball Club. Less than 50 seconds remaining, 65-48. Green Buffaloes still leading. Jacob Mushinga launches the three, rims in and out. Wilfred with the basketball for Green Buffaloes. Buffaloes exceptionally swinging the ball, working to create something. So it is still 65-48. Less than 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Bulldogs Basketball Club trailing. Chimwemwe with the ball. Chimwemwe on the drive. Unfortunately. So that's the end of the third quarter, and that shot from Laston will not count. Bulldogs Basketball Club still trailing Green Buffaloes, who have done a tremendous job in the third quarter of utilizing the fast break, and Bulldogs seem to have failed to actually capitalize on that, or rather coming up with a defense that could stop or reduce the pace at which Green Buffaloes was attacking. In the Midlands Basketball Association regular season fixture, Bulldogs is trailing at the moment, and Green Buffaloes is sitting on a comfortable lead. And in the third quarter, we saw Green Buffaloes coming out strong and ensuring that they assert their print on the game so that when we come to the fourth quarter, they will just be able to have at least where to build on successfully. Chimwemwe lays it up for Bulldogs Basketball Club. It is now 65-50, a 15-point gain. Can Bulldogs in the next 10 minutes be able to bring back this game within range? Beautiful defense there from Bennett. They were missing Bennett, the veteran and captain for Bulldogs Basketball Club. His defensive acumen is admirable. Chimwemwe with the ball for Bulldogs. Chimwemwe on the lay, but unfortunately couldn't quite finish. But what a brilliant effort there from Chimwemwe, Bulldogs Basketball Club guard, Mike Banda, on a 1-2 pass with Mazumba. It's a brilliant play over there from Mike Banda, connecting with Mazumba in the paint, and Bulldogs Basketball Club showing some aggression courtesy of Chimwemwe there. And if they continue on this particular trajectory, we do expect to see this scoreline changing. As they say in the game of basketball, anything can happen, and until the last whistle, each team, irrespective of which one is leading, has the chance to fight for that W. And Bulldogs Basketball Club at the moment have a huge responsibility to be able to reduce this 17 points deficit. Chimwemwe continues, but unfortunately, he couldn't quite connect. Wilfred launches the three. Wilfred fails to connect. It is Lizwe with the basket who finds Chimwemwe. Chimwemwe decides to calm things down a little bit, connects with Laston. Laston finds Jacob. Jacob comes all the way with the Eurostep. Beautiful Eurostep there from Jacob. And Laston manages to get a foul for Bulldogs Basketball Club. This is the aggression that the young Bulldogs needs to continue with to be able to make sure that they can stand a chance in this particular game. Laston with an opportunity for a three-point play on the free throw line. Will he convert? And he does. It is now 53-67. Green Buffaloes still with the upper hand in this encounter. Mazumbo there finding Mike Banda. Mike Banda and Mazumbo have been quite connecting on that 1-2 pass, and this time around Mazumbo manages to convert for the military men. Beautiful game of basketball there. Nice ball movement from Bulldogs Basketball Club and good finish from Bennett. 56-69 is the scoreline. Buffaloes still in the lead. Baloy with the ball. Baloy trying to size up Bennett as he has a mismatch. Baloy takes it to the rack. Good recognition from the big man over there for Green Buffaloes, recognizing that he's got a smaller defender and making sure that he punishes Bulldogs for that. Lizwe on the drive, and he manages to get Mike Banda on the fouling shit this time around. So Lizwe has booked himself a trip on the foul line for 2 shots. Converts the first one. It is now 57-71. And Lizwe converts the second one. It's now 58-71. Wilfred connecting with Emma. Emma trying to utilize his size advantage over Chimwemwe, but good defense there from the Bulldogs guard, Chimwemwe. Good defense here from Lizwe. Lizwe finds Bernard. Bernard, unfortunately, couldn't make a pass there. Wilfred converts for Green Buffaloes. It is 73, I beg your pardon, to 58 baskets there. Bulldogs have to do better with regards to ball movement and ensuring that the passes are patient. Bernard launches the 3. Bernard fails to convert. And Emmanuel is caught by the referee there, trying to play hard in the paint, and Laston managed to sell it very well there. Chimwemwe launches the 3, but unfortunately couldn't quite connect. Wilfred on the layup again. Wilfred Mvula doing an exceptional job by cherry picking for the military men this afternoon in the fourth quarter. 6 minutes, 3 seconds remaining on the clock. It is now 75 to 58 baskets. Bulldogs need to come back in this game, but at the moment the biggest question is who has that drive to be able to bring back the Bulldogs game in this particular encounter. So far it is going the way of the military men, and we are currently on a timeout, and what you're seeing on the screen right now is the huddle for Green Buffaloes, who are basically having conversations led by Coach Isaiah, and he is admonishing the team on the importance of finishing strong as they've done in the last games that they've had. So Buffaloes has been on a winning streak, and this will add to them consolidating their position on the log standing of the Midlands Basketball Association. So we are in the fourth quarter, 6 minutes remaining, 75 to 58 are the scores at the moment. Green Buffaloes doing a brilliant job of defensively shutting Bulldogs Basketball Club, who also had a good offensive stint, courtesy of drives and aggressiveness from Lizwe, Bernard and Chimwemwe. And this is something that these players have to revert to, because it was working at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Bernard finds Laston. Laston gets rejected by Eddie Vumba, and Green Buffaloes now have an opportunity to convert on this brilliant defense. That's a turnover. Unfortunately, Chokolo there couldn't quite work something out with the basketball for the military men. Chimwemwe and Laston. So Laston books himself a trip to the foul line for 2 shots. Will he be able to break the scoring deadlock for Bulldogs Basketball Club? We wait and see. And he does. It is now 59 to 75. 5 minutes, 26 seconds remaining on the clock in the fourth quarter of Green Buffaloes taking on Bulldogs Basketball Club. And Laston does justice by being 100% on the foul line at the particular instance. Coach Isaiah makes a change and brings into the game Timothy Perry, one of the leading scorers in this encounter, as Wilfred Mvula takes a sit. A player who has wittingly contributed significantly to the lead that the military men are sitting on at the moment, courtesy of his fast breaks. And that is Timothy Mvula. That should have been a double dribble. But hey, the referee didn't see it. Aloy there trying to work something out for Green Buffaloes, but unfortunately they couldn't quite convert. The battle continues between Laston and Emmanuel from Green Buffaloes, and that is Emmanuel's second foul on Laston. And Coach Isaiah immediately is contemplating a change, and yes, it will happen. Vembo is going in for Baloy. Richard Vembo, one of the household names within the Zambian Basketball League, he's had his fair share in this game. One of the solid players that Green Buffaloes have, who does not only bring his great basketball acumen, but also he's one of those dependable players that you can count on in a game like this, especially where closing out is concerned. Eddie Vumba launches a two-pointer, can't quite convert. It is Bernard with the rebound. Bernard finds Laston, and Laston fails to convert. What a missed opportunity for Bulldogs Basketball Club, and maybe a lesson to players to be able to take such kind of opportunities seriously. In my view, Laston was a little bit too casual on the play, and look at Green Buffaloes punishing them with the triple courtesy of Eddie Vumba. Laston finds Jacob Mushinge. Jacob Mushinge to Lizwe. Lizwe goes in. Lizwe books himself a trip to the foul line for the Bulldogs. It is 78 to 62 baskets. Four minutes, 15 seconds remaining on the clock. Bulldogs still struggling to be able to reduce this 16-point deficit. But they have an opportunity now, courtesy of Lizwe, and he misses his first take on the foul line. His teammates on the bench reminding him to focus a little bit on the foul line and capitalize on the free throw. And he does exactly just that. Good defensive pressure there. Good defensive pressure there from Jacob Mushinge and Chimwemwe from Bulldogs Basketball Club. Now they have an opportunity for a two-point or perhaps a triple, depending on how this possession will pan out. Jacob Mushinge with the ball. Mushinge on the drive. So Bulldogs Basketball Club have now resorted to playing a full court press, just to be able to apply some defensive pressure on Green Buffaloes, and Timothy with the ball finds Vumba, Eddie. Eddie being guarded by Laston, Lizwe and Vembo in the paint, tussling and jostling. Vumba launches the three, and Vumba couldn't quite connect. Wrong decision there from Lizwe. As tall as he is and the lefty he is, all that Lizwe needs to do is learn to be overly aggressive and finish those drives. You cannot always be dropping the ball in the paint, especially on transition balls like that, where there is nobody to literally block you. Good defense there from Bernard. Emmanuel there trying to connect with Timothy. Timothy finds Emmanuel. Emmanuel launches and couldn't connect. Laston on the layup, and it's an easy 2-point for Bulldogs. It is now 78 to 65. Bulldogs still trailing. 3 minutes remaining on the clock. Eddie Vumba decides to go all the way, and he converts. A lot of people cheering and Jacob Mushinga launches the 3, and it's an air ball, unfortunately. Coach Tony calls for a substitution, and it is Chimwemwe that checks out of the ball game. So Mwemba replaces Chimwemwe for Bulldogs Basketball Club. Green Buffaloes is now sitting on 80 baskets to 65. 2 minutes 36 seconds remaining in this ball game. Buffaloes have an opportunity to extend their lead through Timothy, the MVP of the tournament that was hosted on the Copper Belt, where in my view, I always like to taunt Green Buffaloes this way. After the Copper Belt tournament, Green Buffaloes has never been the same. They've been on a very impressive winning form. So Mwemba with the basketball gives it to Laston. Laston working with Mwemba there. Jacob Mushinga launches the 3 and he fails to convert. It is Chokolo with the rebound. Vumba launches the 3 without thinking twice, and ladies and gentlemen, he does what he does best. A sniper he is. Consistently shooting from the 3-pointer is what Eddie has been doing in the last games for Green Buffaloes. Kudos to him for having the confidence . Chokolo there loses the possession for Green Buffaloes. It will go back to Bulldogs Basketball Club. 1 minute 47 seconds remaining. Leesway there almost loses it to Eddie Vumba. Leesway launches the 3 and he fails to convert. What a rebound from Bennett! My word. Timothy, one of the fastest guards that we have in the league, punishing Bulldogs Basketball Club over there. And Bennett having a conversation with referee Mweshi, trying to find out if at all he did not see a foul on that play. But what a big rebound and what a big play from Bennett there. 84 to 65 is the scoreline. Manuel goes all the way and books himself a trip to the foul line for Green Buffaloes. It is 84 to 65, a 19-point game. Emmanuel with an opportunity on the foul line to extend the campaign for Green Buffaloes to 20 points, and he fails to do that by missing his first free throw attempt. He makes sure on the second one we are officially sitting on a 20-point game. Green Buffaloes in the lead. Good defense there from Mwemba. Mwemba trying to connect with Jacob Mushinge. Laston thinks about it, but changes his mind. Jacob there failing to convert from the free throw line. Jacob converts his second one and reduces the deficit to 19. Timothy, Green Buffaloes finding Vembo. Vembo gets rejected. Emmanuel picks the rebound and gets a 2-point for the Green Buffaloes. 87 to 66. Jacob Mushinga with the basketball. It is now less than 45 seconds remaining on the clock. Vumba launches without thinking twice. He fails to convert this time around, but it is Mwemba that secures the rebound. Emmanuel launches a 3, and it is an air ball. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Green Buffaloes have carried the day. It is 87-66 baskets here at the Nasdaq Arena to maintain their current winning form in the Midlands Basketball Association regular season fixture. And this win obviously enables them to return their position as the #1 team on the log standings. So far, so good for the military men who have been on a winning streak. But the biggest question that continues is, will they maintain this particular streak? For now, all we can say is congratulations. There will be celebrations and congratulatory messages in the barracks as the soldiers have come out in the open, in battle, and successfully executed and won the game. For me, Winston Mavoro, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. See you next time.